Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In the last class we have discussed about improper integrals and types of improper integrals. Today we shall discuss condition for the convergence of the improper integrals. So as all of you know that there are two types of improper integrals. First one is the improper integral of the first kind, and second one is improper integrals of the second kind. First kind and second kind. Okay. So today we shall discuss only about the convergence of the improper integral of the first kind. So before going to test the convergence of the improper integral, we convert given improper integrals into limit form. Okay. So that is, we know that there are three forms in first kind. Okay. So first type is the upper. So in some cases both the upper limit and lower limits are infinite. Then we say infinite and the f is bounded. Then also we say that is the improper integral of the first kind. Or upper limit may be infinite but the lower limit is finite. Then and another form is, so in cases lower limit is infinite but the upper limit is finite. So totally in the improper integrals of the first kind there are three different forms. First one is both the upper limit and lower limits are infinite, or in some cases only the lower limit is infinite but the upper limit is finite. And another form is upper limit is infinite but the lower limit is finite. Okay. So let's check one by one. So first form is, so to convert the first we have to convert into limit form. Okay. So first we define integral a to infinity f of x dx. So here lower limit is finite but the upper limit is infinite, therefore it is an improper integral. So we convert or we define this integral as a limit b tends to infinity. So here upper limit is infinity, therefore we take limit as b tends to infinity, integral a to, so now b becomes, this infinity we can change it as a b, therefore limit b tends to infinity, integral a to b f of x dx. Okay. So we define that integral a to infinity, wherever infinity is there we take limit of that one. So that is limit b tends to infinity, integral a to b. We have to keep this a as it is, finite value as it is, only you change the infinite value. So in terms of finite, that is b f of x dx. Okay. Now how we decide whether this given improper integral is finite or infinite means, we first test this limit of the integral. So that is, if the right hand side limit is finite, then we say that it is a convergent series. Otherwise, if we are getting infinite value, that is minus infinity or plus infinity, then the given improper integral is said to be divergent. That is, here if the limit on RHS side exists finitely, then the improper integral is convergent, and if the limit is infinite, that is plus infinity or minus infinity, then it is said to be divergent. Now we come to the second form, that is, in some cases lower limit may be infinite but the upper limit is finite. Okay. In this case we define integral minus infinity b to infinity to b f of x dx is equals to limit a tends to minus infinity. So why here we are taking a tends to minus infinity means, because here lower limit is infinite, therefore we have to we must remove this infinity. Okay. For that we are considering limit as a tends to minus infinity, then this integral becomes integral a to in b. Okay, we keep this b as it is, so this becomes a to b f of x dx. Okay. Then so again this one is this given improper integral is said to be convergent if this limit is finite, that means it exists finitely, then we say that the given improper integral is convergent. Otherwise, if we are getting limit value as the infinite, then we say infinite, that means plus infinity or minus infinity, then the given improper integral is divergent. Okay, so in the same way we define integral minus infinity to infinity f of x dx equals to limit a tends to minus infinity. So you can see here both the upper limit and lower limits are infinite. Therefore, again we change these two limits as in terms of limit, that is first we change this one as a limit a tends to minus infinity integral a to c. So here we use another variable c, f of x dx plus. Okay, now we consider the limit of upper limit, that is limit b tends to infinity. So since here we have both the upper limit and lower limits are infinite, therefore we consider two limits, that is sum of the two limits, first one for the lower limit and second one for the upper limit. Okay, so now limit a tends to minus infinity integral a to c f of x dx plus limit b tends to infinity integral c to b f of x dx. Okay, now how we test the convergence for this one means if both the limits on the right hand side, okay, if both are finite, then we say that the given improper integral is convergent. Otherwise, if we are getting one as a finite and another one as a infinite, or one finite and another one is infinite, again we say that the given series is infinite. Okay, so for the convergent both must be both must be finite. Otherwise, if we are getting any one as a infinite or total both are infinite, then we say that the given series is the given improper integral is divergent. Now we shall see some examples on the first kind. Okay, we test the convergence of the given improper integrals. Okay, the first one, integral 1 to infinity dx divided by root x. Okay, so solution, first I will convert this one, or I will express this given integral in terms of limit form. That is, since here upper limit is infinity, therefore I will take it as a limit, use one variable a tends to infinity. You can use any variable a, b, c or t, whatever you want. Okay, so integration 1 to, now I will change this infinity as a, that is a. Now keep this integrand as it is, dx divided by root x. Okay, now to test this one whether this limit is finite or infinite, for that first we have to integrate, or we have to find the integral of this one. Okay, that is limit a tends to infinity as it is. Now integrating this one we get, so integration of 1 by root x is 2 root x. Now the limits are 1 to a, or further simplifying we get limit a tends to infinity. Okay, now evaluating limits we get first upper limit 2 root a minus lower limit 2 root 1, which is equals to 2. Now you have to evaluate this limit, that is in the place of a we substitute infinity, so this becomes 2 root infinity, that is simply infinity minus 2, which is again we get infinity. Now we got infinite value, the limit value is infinite, therefore we can say that the given integral is divergent. Thus we say that the given integral is divergent. Okay, now we solve the second one, that is given integral is 1 to infinity dx divided by x power 3 by 2. So this can be written as 1 to infinity dx divided by x power 3 by 2. It can be written as limit, again I use another one variable a tends to infinity integral, okay, 1. Now this infinity becomes a, therefore a dx divided by x power 3 by 2 as it is. Now to evaluate this limit, first we have to integrate this one, that is keep this limit a tends to infinity as it is. Okay, so now 1 divided by x power 3 by 2 can be integrated as, so I will take this power to the numerator, integration of x power 3 by minus 3 by 2 dx. This can be integrated as, we know that integration of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So that the x power minus 3 by 2 plus 1 is minus 1 by 2 divided by n plus 1. N plus 1 means minus 3 by 2 plus 1 is equals to, we get minus 1 by 2, or simply we can write it as or here. So minus 1 by 2 can be written as, so on sending this to the numerator will get minus 2. Okay, you take this one to the denominator, it becomes x power becomes positive, therefore it can be written as x power 1 by 2. Therefore integration of this one, okay, we get minus 2 divided by x power 1 by 2. So that we can write it as integration of this one is minus 2 divided by x power 1 by 2 integration, sorry, the limits 1 to a. Now substituting upper limit and lower limits, we get limit a tends to infinity minus 2 divided by, so in the place of x I will substitute a, that is a power 1 by 2. Now already minus is there, minus lower limit, therefore minus into minus we get plus 2 divided by 1 power, so lower limit is 1. In the place of x, on substituting x equals to 1, we get 1 power 1 by 2, that is simply we get 1, so which is equals to 2, or we can write it as 2 by 1. Now on evaluating this limit, that means in the place of a we substitute infinity, we get, so we get 2 divided by anything power infinity, sorry, infinity power anything equals to, we get infinity, or else we can use the formula, that is, so we know that limit a tends to infinity, or I will write in generally x tends to infinity, 1 divided by x raised to n is equals to 0. Okay, so this means x tends to infinity means in the place of x, if you substitute infinity, will get 1 divided by infinity, which is equals to 0. Okay, you remember that directly, 1 divided by x raised to n is equals to 0. So that you will get this part totally 0 plus 2, which is equals to 2. Therefore we can say that the given integral, so 2 means it is a finite value, therefore limit exists finitely, therefore the given improper integral is convergent. Thus given integral is convergent. Now we consider another example. Test the convergent of integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus mx dx, okay, where m is greater than 0. So again we use the same method, that is we convert this integral in terms of limit, that is integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus mx dx. Okay, we will write this as limit a tends to infinity integration 0 to a. Okay, we keep this 0 as it is, so in the place of infinity we will take a e raised to minus mx dx as it is. Okay, we always keep this integrand as it is. Now this can be written as limit a tends to infinity, on integrating this one we know that integration of e raised to minus ax is e raised to minus ax, that is e raised to minus mx is e raised to minus mx divided by, we divide the differentiation of this one, that is minus m 0 to a as it is. So further simplifying we get limit a tends to infinity. Okay, we can take this minus m outside, so minus 1 divided by m, on taking outside we get, now we substitute upper limit and lower limits, so e raised to minus m So in the place of x we substitute upper limit, which is a, minus lower limit is 0, e raised to 0, we can write directly 1. Okay, so which is equals to, so minus 1 by m is completely constant. Therefore we take minus 1 by m outside. Limit a tends to infinity. So this can be written as e raised to minus am minus e power 0 equals to 1. So further simplifying, minus 1 by m. Now we evaluate this limit. On evaluating limit we get minus 1 by m as it is. Okay, so e raised to minus a into infinity, a into m means it is e raised to minus infinity, e raised to minus infinity minus 1. Okay, we know that e raised to minus infinity equals to 0. Okay, minus 1 divided by m, e raised to minus infinity is 0, 0 minus 1, which is simply equals to minus into minus plus, we get 1 divided by m. Okay, so which is 1 by m means it is a finite value. So here I will write integration, since limit x tends to infinity, e raised to minus x equals to, we get 0. Okay, by using this one, okay, we can write here directly 0. So therefore the given integral is convergent, and so it converges to this value 1 by m. Okay, it converges to 1 by m. Okay, so in the same way we solve this one. Integration minus infinity to 0, e raised to 2x dx. Okay, so here lower limit is minus infinity, therefore we take limit as this one, that is integration minus infinity to 0, e raised to 2x dx equals to limit. So you can use a only, or you can use t, b and so on, whichever variable you want you can use. Okay, here I will use a tends to, here because minus infinity is given I will write minus infinity. Now keep this integral as it is, integral. So in the place of minus infinity I will write a to 0, e raised to 2x dx. Okay, now this can be written as limit a tends to minus infinity. On integrating this one we get e raised to 2x, integration is e raised to 2x divided by 2. Now limits are a to 0, or this can be written as, keep this limit a tends to minus infinity as it is. Okay, now substituting the limits we get, or we can write e power 0, upper limit is 0, therefore we write e power 0 divided by 2. E power 0 means 1, therefore I will write 1 by 2 minus, here lower limit is a, therefore e power, in the place of x we have to write a, therefore it is e raised to 2a divided by 2. Now further simplifying, that is evaluating this limit, we get 1 by 2 minus e raised to 2a. In the place of a we have to substitute minus infinity, 2 into minus infinity or plus whatever it is, we get e raised to minus infinity divided by 2. Therefore 1 by 2, e power minus infinity equals to 0, so e, which is equals to 1 by 2. Thus again it is finite. Okay, so therefore the given integral is convergent, and which converges to 1 by 2. Now consider one more example. Show that integral 0 to infinity dx divided by 1 plus x square is convergent. Okay, Now here upper limit is infinity, therefore this integral can be expressed in terms of limit as equals to limit a tends to infinity integral 0 to a dx divided by 1 plus x square as it is. Okay, now on integrating this one we get limit a tends to infinity as it is. We know that integration of 1 divided by 1 plus x square is tan inverse of x, therefore we can use that one directly, that is integration of 1 divided by 1 plus x square is tan inverse of x. Now the limits are 0 to a. Okay, further simplifying we get limit a tends to infinity tan inverse of x. Now on substituting upper limit and lower limit we get tan inverse of a minus tan inverse of 0, which is equals to limit a tends to infinity tan inverse of a. We know that tan inverse of 0 equals to 0, therefore we get simply tan inverse of a. Now this can be written as, or on evaluating this limit we get tan inverse of infinity. Okay, now we know that tan inverse of infinity is equals to 90, that 90 degree, that is pi by 2. So pi by 2. Okay, therefore we got the limit value as finite, that is the given integral is convergent. Okay, so this value is finite, that is limit exists finitely, therefore we can say that the given integral is convergent and it converges to pi by 2. So remaining examples will be explained in the next class.